Okay, well, I'm going to assume that we're on. This is the Minnesota forecaster. You know, Tom, I think this is season number 10, 9 or 10 that we've been doing this. Pretty amazing. Anyway, we are trying out a new software. Google Hangouts is no longer available to us, so we're scrambling here. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to make this one short because we want to test it out. But all that said, we, of course, have some good stuff to talk about, right, Tom?
Right. Well, late November. When was the last time that we've had a lot of snow on the ground before Thanksgiving? It's been a while. This is our opportunity. You know, I was mentioning to a couple of people earlier today that, Bill, that right now it feels like February of 2019. If you remember back just a few months ago,
Yeah.
when we had, what, 4 or 5 snowstorms just in the month of February, and we shattered the record for amount of snow in the month of February.
Yep.
In fact, I think in 1 month we shattered it, but for the history, right? So this feels like, I'm not saying we're going to get that much snow here in the next week or two, but certainly it looks like a nice healthy storm system now for tomorrow night and into Wednesday morning, and then another snow mix, maybe a little bit of rain type system, but even a larger system as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this weekend.
So that second one isn't gonna wash everything away that falls with the first one, is it?
Well, that's a bit of a wild card right now. We're going to get a little bit more warmer air to work with, or entrained into the storm system this weekend, the way it appears. So that could easily turn the snow back over to rain or sleet. And I am expecting a little bit of that. But if that system tracks just a little bit further south than what we anticipate, that system for the weekend could be mostly all snow. And if that's the case, Bill, then we would be talking about a foot of snow plus, even in the Twin Cities this coming weekend. But I'm not going there yet. I don't think that's going to happen. But again, if you think about this storm here that's going to hit tomorrow and Wednesday, a lot of people thought that that was going to track well south of Minnesota. And then in the last few model runs here, it pushed it northwest. So anything can happen at this stage of the game. But one thing I think we now know for sure, Bill, is that tomorrow, which would mean tomorrow evening, and then overnight, and then into Wednesday morning, we're going to get snow. And I'm going to show you why.
I bet it has something to do with jet stream.
Well, you know it does, Bill. And here we go. We've got the jet stream here. This is the European model, Bill, the European computer model. You know how much I love it, right?
Yeah, I love the European model too, and I also like the weather European model too.
Right, yeah, European models, right? Not bad. Melania is a European model, isn't she? I thought so.
Let's steer clear of politics.
Anyway, here's that jet streak, Bill, slamming into the Ohio Valley and into the Midwest out of the Central Plains. Okay, and we've always talked, Bill, and this is for Wednesday morning, by the way. But we've always talked that you want to be on that left front quad of a jet streak. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And here we are. You put southern Minnesota. In fact, it's actually even a larger area. It would be all this whole area here is in the left front quadrant of this jet streak. And here's the nose of that jet streak now in Indiana on Wednesday morning. And when you're at that left front quad, Bill, that's where you get intense lift, especially in the winter. And that's the way it's looking for Wednesday morning. Hence the reason why we're expecting significant snow as we get into Wednesday and Tuesday night, by the way. So the upper level dynamics are there. They're almost exactly the way we want them for a winter storm. And that's the way it's setting up for later tomorrow and into Wednesday morning. Again, we're thinking more towards the 6-9 o'clock time frame tomorrow, and then extending into the morning hours on Wednesday. Now, Bill, this is hot off the press. This is the HRRR computer model guidance. This is a good short-term model guidance.
Wow.
It looks about 18 to, depending on which guidance you get or what model run you get from the HRRR, but it usually goes out about 30 hours, 18 to 30 hours. This one's going out about 36 hours in time. So this is a real good long run of the HRRR guidance. And look at how it's bringing that snow. And when you start seeing this dark blue area, Bill, that's heavy snow. That's snow at about 1/2 inch to 1 inch per hour. And you can see it brings it up into the Twin Cities by about 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening. And then it really hits gangbusters in the Twin Cities metro between about 10 p.m. and then 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning, before that snow finally starts to pull away around 7 a.m. on Wednesday. But look, even at 7 a.m., so we're talking rush hour on Wednesday morning, still is likely going to be snowing, at least lightly to moderately during that time period. So,
And Tom, it looks like a lot of wind there because the isobars are so packed close together.
William, I'm impressed. Weather people are starting to rub off on you, aren't they?
I can talk isobars with anybody.
Yes, you can. You've hit it on the nose, Bill. Yes, these isobars are packed tightly.
And that means there's a lot of change in the barometric pressure.
That's right.
For short distances.
Oh my God, Bill, you could take this video on your own and become your own weather guy. I love it, Bill.
Add it to my
great. It's great, Bill. Nice job. Yep, we're going to have strong northwest winds on Wednesday morning and afternoon. And that's, of course, going to create blowing snow, especially out in open areas. And when it's all said and done, there's going to be quite a bit of snow.
Is it going to be dry snow, Tom?
No, it's going to be a wet. It's going to be a wet and heavy snow.
So the drifting won't be as bad as it could be with those kinds of winds.
Right. That's a good point, Bill. Because the snow is going to be wet, it will not blow around as freely as it would with a drier snow in January, February. So that's one positive, I think, out of this storm system. And hey, Bill, one thing I wanted to show everybody was the 500 millibar heights. Now, you're probably going, what in the heck is this? And you should, but what this shows you are compact storm systems in our atmosphere, okay, at about 20,000 feet in our atmosphere. And this is the storm system on Wednesday morning. You can clearly see with the purples and the blues, but this is a pretty tight, wound up storm system, a compact, impressive storm system over the upper Midwest and Great Lakes on Wednesday morning. Now watch what happens as we go to Friday morning, and I want you, Bill, to concentrate on this system out west. Look at how it digs, and the heights really get low across the western United States as we get into Friday morning. Okay, that tells me that an even more powerful storm system is going to be riding up towards the upper Midwest.
Tom, what do you mean when you say the heights get really low?
Well, what it means is that the atmosphere is kind of like contracting. So, we don't want to get too technical here, but when heights are low in the atmosphere, that tells you that there's a trough in place.
Okay,
and
down.
Yeah, and usually with a trough, you get a strong jet stream. And when you get these colors that are so contrasting, so you get these purples and these blues over here, and you get these dark reds here, which are rising heights here in the Midwest, in between, you usually get a real strong jet stream. So what we can tell from this is that come Friday morning, there's going to be a real strong jet stream coming up out of New Mexico, Bill, right? And then heading north right towards Minnesota and Wisconsin. And that's going to foster or be the catalyst for another major storm system. And look at what happens to these heights on Saturday morning. They move east and northeast right towards the upper Midwest, and that's going to produce another powerful storm system. And when we look at 850 millibar temperatures at that time, Bill, and this is going to be key, you can see, and let me see if I can point it out for you here. Okay, this is Minneapolis, St. Paul right here where my cursor is, okay?
Yep.
On Saturday morning, we're going to be very close to the rain snow line or the changeover line, okay, which will be located somewhere near the I-90 corridor or near the Twin Cities on Saturday morning. So those of you going to that big Gopher Bucky game, it's not going to be pretty, okay? And I think the real concern here is that it may be sleeting or some freezing rain, then turning over to snow, or maybe a whole mixed bag during that game on Saturday afternoon. So, and from what I understand, Bill, that game is sold out. Of course, it's outdoors. And imagine what the people are going to be going through when it's raining, sleeting, snowing, and at that game, tailgating, all that good stuff. So that's going to be fun.
I must tip my hat to them. And again, can I just do a plug? The Washington Nationals are the world champions. Anyway.
Whatever.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the snow accumulating map, and then we should wrap this since we're testing this up.
Yep. And I think most media outlets now are kind of on board with this. Oh, what happened? What happened here? Hold on, Bill. Give me a second here.
It was there for a minute,
It was. There it is.
and there it's back.
Yeah, I think most media outlets are on board with this, Bill, and they're all going to kind of say the same things. There might be one or two. KMSP is one that doesn't like to be too aggressive with snow totals. That's just the way they are. But most media outlets have been saying now in that 6 to 8, 9-inch range in snow. And I do agree. I think that's a pretty good likelihood right now at this point. And then bigger snows, even as you get into northwestern Wisconsin. Okay, this is going to be a healthy snow system, Bill. I won't be surprised if we get even a touch more in some locations, maybe in that 9 to 10 inch range in some locales. But in general, across the Twin Cities metro, I'm thinking somewhere in that 6 to 8 inch range, Bill. And you can tell with where the Twin Cities is located here, Bill, that the axis, and hopefully this draws on here for you, the axis now of heaviest snow. Can you see my red line, Bill?
Yeah. That's where the frontogenesis is going to occur.
That's right. That's where what we call banding, Bill, in the atmosphere. In the middle layers of our atmosphere, there's going to be banding going on almost right over the Twin Cities metro area. Don't be surprised if you hear a clap of thunder, by the way. But anyway, the axis of the heaviest snow is likely going to fall kind of right through the Twin Cities metro the way it appears now, and then heading northeast towards Spooner, Cumberland, Wisconsin, and then continuing northeast to Ashland, Wisconsin from there.
Let the fun begin.
Let it begin. Bill, we're going to be doing a lot more of these over the next 4 or 5 months, right?
Yep. Especially hopefully this works. Like I say, it's we're testing this out. So.
Well, you know what? If you post it, which I'm sure you will here momentarily, then we'll know it worked, right?
That's right. That's right. And hopefully if I post it, they will come.
Hopefully they will, Bill. All right, buddy.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.